What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. Hope everybody's having a great day. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance. This video is going to bounce around quite a bit. This has kind of been one of those lazy kind of let's just get it done. Maybe we don't have to get it done, but it'd be cool if we got it done kind of weekends. So, as you saw in the intro, and as you can see right now, we are standing in my RC room. This is essentially my shop away from my shop. When the trucks out there kind of piss me off and I need a place to go hide. So it's always good to have an outlet. This right here is actually, I started doing this when I was in, middle school. So I got quite a few years into it. I still have the original rustler that I built. You know, I didn't grow up in a household where we could afford to go, buy the stuff brand new, but I did build it. So I technically started working on the Harleys with my dad. We'll cover that later. But this right here is a huge key in the whole gearhead side of things that I do that really made me interested in turning wrenches and modifying and customization, suspension tweaks, all that fun stuff. So now I have cleaned this up and I've reorganized everything from what you guys saw in the intro. This is, there's going to be a mess on the floor. I do have a bed mat for, keeping my feet warm. This is just a room in my basement. So real quick, we have a HPI Savage Flux brushless. This is the wife's E-Revo VXL 16th scale. And then this is my rustler. This is my General Lee, my grass killer. This is the one that I built from the ground up. And then we have a Slash, excuse me. We have a Slash four-wheel drive Ultimate. So it has all the anodized aftermarket parts on it and all that fun stuff. I've got a two-wheel drive Stampede here that we're building for my son that Lightning McQueen rides on. So this actually has the motor and the ESC from the Rock Crawler project, which you'll see here in a second. This is my first gen E-Max. I built this from the ground up. This was actually, I wanted one of these for a very, very long time. I had a T-Max that my brother and I split, but we never really got to play with it because, we weren't adult enough, we weren't old enough. And then I've got a T-Max 2.5, which my parents, for the first time, which is awesome, they got me this for Christmas, and I mean, I'm still on cloud nine. This was years and years ago, but I'm still on cloud nine. And then I've got another first gen E-Max here. And then we have the new waterproof E-Max minus the Mamba Monster brushless system that we're going to be working with. Got all the controllers there for all of them. So I'm hitting on this stuff here. I talked about it in my first video that, we would have some RC trucks. We would have, the three-wheelers and that. It's not, a lot of it would be my trucks, but, there would be this stuff in there as well. I like to keep my hobbies, changed up. This right here is the Rock Crawler project that I'm working on. There's the rear axle. But I'm also bringing this up because of my stacks on my truck. I've also mentioned in a previous video that I don't do a whole lot with money as a currency. I do a lot of wheeling and dealing. So with that being said, I got this E-Max, which they do all have bodies and wheels and tires on them. So I got that E-Max. I got this charger. I got a bunch of attachments for it. A couple batteries, some LiPo with LiPo pouches. I got the Slash. And I got the Savage. All in exchange for my stacks. All in exchange for my stacks. Now, that's a hell of a deal. I was very ecstatic on that. You know, I had always planned on taking the stacks off Lola and going with a regular exhaust. You know, we threw the stacks on there. It was fun, you know, but it was time for a change. So with that being said, we're actually, one of the things that I'm working on right now is all those trucks that I receive from my exhaust, they're all ready to go. They run, they do everything that they need to do. The Emax is the only one that has some sort of damage to it, which is a lower control arm, not a big deal. So what's actually going to happen is I built my first gen Emax. I built that from the ground up. Well, I kind of cobbled it together with just random miscellaneous hardware that I had floating around from other RC projects. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sacrifice that Emax in a later video, and I am going to put the Revo spec suspension and axles and the Talon tires on my T-Max 2.5. I always like the 3.3, but I don't have the heart to upgrade it. That 2.5, she's tried and true. So, and then I'm going to upgrade the other first gen Emax, the one all the way down. That is a legit first gen Emax. It doesn't have the wide max suspension on it, any of that. It has 2 points of adjustment on it, and it's not enough. So I'm going to put the wide max suspension on that and take my fresh motors out of there and put it into that one, because those ones are a little tired. So that'll leave me with some spare parts, because these things do crash. They are heavy, and bad stuff happens, and I do like to have fun with them. And it pretty much, yeah. So I'll have some leftover electronics and spare parts, like I said, and everything will get a little bit of an upgrade, and I won't have to worry about using 1,600 tools just to remove one skid plate. So yeah, I'm very excited about that, looking forward to that. If this is something that interests you guys, the RC side of things, if this is, you know, projects and breakdowns that you wouldn't mind seeing. Now, I'm not going to do reviews on it. You get on YouTube, there's a million unboxings, there's a million, all of this tire versus that. That gets old and that gets tiring. But if seeing, you know, the work being done on them, you know, some bashing footage and all that, you know, my kids are getting older, so I'm going to look into start potentially getting racing again. If that's something that you guys are interested in, you know, leave a comment below, let me know, or, you know, let me know through my Instagram, as, you know, the contrast of the things that are on there has grown. So, like I said, let me know if this is something that you want to see more of. Alright, so a little time jump forward. We're out here in the shop. We're getting some stuff cleaned up. We got the transmission and the transfer case out of the pull truck. Got the drive shafts dropped. Managed to make a huge mess everywhere in the process. So right now we have the wheels and tires switched out, which are the old rollers from the Cummins, because the HD, the Pios, they're the front one keeps losing air, and I don't have an air compressor anymore. So the goal is still, we're going to try to get the headache rack off, and I need to get this wheel spacer off. I got the other one off. The wife's she's inside playing with her new vacuum and carpet cleaner, so when she gets time, we're going to have her run out here, give us a hand with this. We'll get this off, get the traction bars off as well, and I may drop the lift pumps, rather, try to get those off, and hopefully we should see this big thing down on the ground. And the bed bolts have already been broken loose on this, so the bed's ready to come off of it. And yeah, so I'm gonna set you guys up, and let's knock this out. Best part about building your own traction bars, they're not a pain in the ass to get out even after Michigan winters. So with our cutters of doom here, this is another thing that I want to take care of. You know, I did fly-by-midnight shit like this, you know, to hurry up and get the job done. And no, not this time around. It's also another reason why we're going and redoing all this. I got to get in here, got to get the good check out as well. But top wiring, when we go to put this back together, this is all going to be loomed properly. Because this is just, this is garbage. I know better than this. And I apologize if you really can't see anything. I can't, again, I'm still using my cell phone. I haven't found a replacement yet for the camera. But soon, very, very soon, I promise. Probably pick up a couple cameras and hopefully come up with, like I said, something better than this. So there's one side. So truck's back on the ground. We got traction bars off of it, got the wheel spacers out with the help of our lovely assistant. I got the wires cut for the headache rack. We're probably going to pull that tomorrow, as I've got scrap in the back of this thing. The fenders are junk, so we're going to end up scrapping those. So I got to pull the linkage out of this door for neighbor across the street. He needs a door latch for his half ton. And we're going to drop the tank. I'm going to pull I got a modified pickup in there, but I think I'm going to end up going with a GNR sump. And rather than having the return go through there, I think I'm going to do dual feeds for the two pumps. So the air dogs are still mounted up in there. They're just, you know, first gen Raptors. And I'm going to end up building a second set of filter bases. Like I said, this is, you know, we've got this on the Cummins. This is actually the first, my first time doing a filter base like this. Actually went on this truck. There's one of my pumps. And pooch. So we're going to end up dropping those. We're going to end up going with some Vibrant fuel lines. I'm going to go steel braided, just because I think the blue air dog line is just terrible. So we're going to be switching over to AN fittings. I fell in love with the AN fittings really when I did the transcooler lines on Lola. So when I do the auxiliary cooler and that on this, that's going to be all AN lines and all that fun stuff. But I gotta tell you, this seems really weird. You know, I never thought the day would come that I would be absolutely pillaging this truck. And it's kind of emotional for me. You know, me and this truck, we've been through a lot, but better future. Better future. The tens of thousands of dollars that we have into the drivetrain and the motor, well, it sucks, but, you know, fresh start. Fresh start. A lot of our old parts are going to fit. Some of the parts that we have already bought that were designed for the other platform, well, they're still going to fit. So, we're excited. We're excited nonetheless. Probably going to jump back into this more. Rip the rest of the... What are you doing, girl? Come here, Zero. What you doing? What you doing? Who's a pretty girl? Huh? Who's a pretty girl? So, we're going to end up jumping into this. Ripping the rest of the wiring out of there. We're going to rip all the wiring out of there. And, you know, like I said, the bed is undone. Hopefully bust the chassis loose. And, yeah, we can start lifting it off. We're either going to... I don't know how we're going to get it off yet. I'm going to get a couple ideas in mind. 2.2 post lift, rather. But we'll get it figured out. So we got a little work ahead of us in this room here. We're gotta clean some stuff up. You know, unfortunately, we only have so much room in the shed, and we've only got so much room in the barn. Things moving around, so, you know, we make sacrifices. I mean, hell, I still got fenders for Lola there, door, and then I've got the traction bars. Got our Wrenchworks gear in too. Very excited about that. Glad I can retire my old hat. So I think this is where we're going to close everything up. As you can see, stop focusing on that. So, and it's still in the frame. So we are back down here in the basement. We're in the RC room. Again, I apologize for jumping around. It's kind of been a random video. I do want to stop and take a minute, and I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers that I have and all the views that I've gotten. You guys rock. I really appreciate that. It actually took me a lot of guts to do this. I don't like speaking in... I don't like speaking in front of large crowds. You know, stage fright, all that stuff. So even when I was in school, I didn't. I was rather not get out. But again, I do want to say thank you. You know, I didn't know that YouTube was like the new TV, if you will. Other than when I was working second shift, you know, I have some downtime, and I got on the computer, and it was actually Mike with Streetspeed717 was actually the first channel that I started watching. And then shortly after that, you know, I didn't realize that there was episodes and that these guys were doing, you know, daily uploads. And then I found Greg A's channel and started watching that. And then next thing you know, I'm hopelessly addicted. I'm sitting here and I'm waiting, you know, chomping at the bit, waiting for these guys to put out a new video. And, you know, even now I watch a lot of Mike's older videos, and, you know, I watched how he's progressed through and how the editing and all that has changed, just the same as Greg A. And so seeing my videos, I don't feel so bad with how terrible the stuff is that I'm creating right now. And so again, like I had mentioned, I'm still doing this on my cell phone. I promise you guys, I promise I'm gonna get, you know, some GoPros or, you know, a better camera, and then some GoPros, and try to do some better cinematic stuff. The weather's getting better. It's getting nicer out. You know, the daylight's, you know, it's hanging out with us a lot longer. So hopefully, you know, the plan is with more going on, it's not costing me a fortune to heat my barn. I'm gonna be able to get some more content in for you guys. So huge shout out to Mike at Streetspeed717, and a huge shout out to Greg A and crew, you know, the 717 crew as well. I can't forget those guys. You know, this is huge for me. I thank you guys for the inspiration, the call out events, all that. That is amazing. You know, the East Coast really doesn't have an automotive or a car scene, if you will, and it's taken off. So congrats to you guys. I'm gonna I do got to stop over at In-Chain Designs, you know, to show my support. I did enter the C5 giveaway, so that was cool. I got a sticker, but I do need to get a couple key tags for, you know, the rest of the miles of keys that I got, just to show my support. So, you know, I have the Wrenchwork stuff right now. Awesome stuff. Congrats, Greg A and Allie, on the baby, and I look forward to seeing where you guys go from there. Much like Mike, you know, I look forward to seeing, you know, how you guys progress, and, you know, the call out events, and, you know, the road course action. I'm really looking forward to that. So, but again, jumping all over the place, just like I promised. So back to, you know, my 24, I believe it's 24 subscribers. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Things are going to get better. And, you know, again, don't be afraid to comment, you know, good, bad, ugly. It comes with it. You know, let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you don't want to see. So with that, we're going to end it. So if this is your first time stopping in, please subscribe. Go back through my older videos, kind of catch you up. And just be ready for more stuff. It looks like we're going to be ripping the bed off of the 2001 donor truck this weekend, so that'll be coming off. Probably a couple more things, and yeah, take care.